Have you ever reacted to something before fully thinking it through? Something you saw, read, or heard, and within seconds, you already had a strong opinion. That reaction feels immediate, but it is not random. In today's video, we will be touching a bit more on this. Let's begin. Okay, so in many situations, emotion comes before reasoning. Before we analyze, before we verify, we react. And once that reaction happens, it begins shaping how we interpret everything that follows. And this happens faster than most people realize. Before there's time to analyze, the reaction has already started. There are three things that make emotional reactions powerful: speed, intensity, and repetition. The faster something reaches you, the less time you have to think. The stronger it feels, the harder it is to ignore. And the more you see it, the more familiar and believable it becomes. Emotion pulls your attention, and attention is limited, and it becomes what you focus on. So, when something triggers a strong reaction, your focus narrows. In other words, so whatever captures your attention pushes everything else out, including slower, more careful thinking that is needed to critically process the moment. This is how reaction cycles form. Something triggers emotion, you react quickly, and then reactions get reinforced through repetition, through agreement, and through what you continue to see. Over time, this makes reactions feel like certainty, not because everything has been fully examined, but because it feels consistent. Again, it feels, which is an emotion, consistent. And consistency often feels like truth, even when it is not. When reactions happen too quickly, clarity gets replaced with urgency, and urgency doesn't always lead to understanding. It leads to faster decisions with less information. That doesn't mean emotion is bad. Your emotions are not bad. It means without awareness, it can take the lead before thinking has a chance. So, what do we do about this? What is something simple that we can implement that can help us with this? One of the simplest ways to shift this is to pause. Simply pausing your emotional reaction can help clarify things. Not to ignore what you feel, but to give yourself space to process it. That pause creates distance between the reaction and the response. And even a few seconds can change how something is understood. And that distance is where clarity begins. Clear thinking doesn't remove emotions, it puts it in its right place. When you are able to pause to give yourself some time to process, this greatly increases your clarity. Over time, the skill begins to stack in your favor. You start to notice how your emotions make you feel, but will be able to make judgments based not only on emotion, but critical thinking. When critical thinking sharpens, so does making better decisions.